It's time for Where You Live with Gene and Tony, the show that's all about owning, buying, selling, renting, and association management. If it involves a home, we'll talk about it. Here's your chance to get your homeowner questions answered. From the Concierge Landscape Studios, here's Gene and Tony.
Needed the shelter of someone's arms, and there you were. Needed someone to understand.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of Where You Live with Gene and Tony. I'm Gene Sullivan.
And I'm Tony Crockett.
And if you're just joining us this hour, we've got some great topics we're going to talk about. There's a gentleman we had on the show maybe a month or so ago, and his name's Jonathan Friedrichs, and he is, I guess, a self-proclaimed homeowner's advocate.
Yep.
Although I really don't know how much he is
helping.
Yes, I guess that would be the word.
Yeah.
And he's at it again. We're going to talk about something that he's doing with ethics charges that he's bringing up against some folks there.
This is out in Las Vegas, right?
Out in Nevada. Yep. We're going to talk a little bit later in the show. The FHA has had some tweaks and changes to their rules once again. I don't know that there's anything that's going to be a boost to the HOA industry at all, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We'll talk about those, how they may affect you. If you know something, you may want to give us a call, let us know about that.
Yeah, 651-289-4488.
Yep, that's the number to call. Or we'll talk about whatever's on your mind, too, if you have something else. We also want to just say we're broadcasting live from the Concierge Landscape Studios, and we're also brought to you this hour by Extreme Exteriors. And before we get into any of our stories here in the second hour, I'd just like to remind our listeners here in the second hour, we've got a free resource. It is a bi-monthly newsletter that we give away for free. And we have over 18,000 subscribers now. A lot of great articles. We get people writing and saying, thanks so much for this article. And people have asked that some of those articles be reprinted in other magazines with other publications. Ask for it. All you need to do is give us a call during the week at New Concepts, 952-922-2500. Ask for Courtney. You'll make sure, and she'll make sure that you start receiving that, either a hard copy sent in the mail or an electronic copy each time a new one comes out. And so with that, let's talk about this story here, Tony. And this is dealing with the homeowner's advocate, Jonathan Friedrichs. And this comes from the Las Vegas Review-Journal. From I think just last week. Yep.
Yeah.
And it said somebody's got to fight for the little guy, and when it comes to homeowners' rights, Jonathan Friedrich looks like Superman, just a little on the short and thin side, and without the muscle. I would also say he's a little bit short in the patience.
Tolerance.
And tolerance and knowledge area as well in HOA issues. But here's the issue. In Nevada, if you're not familiar, they have taken HOA industry and law to a whole nother level. They have what's called a ombudsman office. And so there's an ombudsman office, and that is for individual homeowners who feel that their HOA, their board, is being too draconian, too awful, heavy-handed, that they can bring up charges against.
Or unlawful. They can make a complaint.
Yeah. And then, but that wasn't enough. They also went further.
For the homeowners, quote, advocates.
Yes.
They wanted more.
They wanted more, and so they also came up with another commission. It's called the Common Interest Community Commission. And so this is another organization, a department, and their sole purpose is to take a look at the laws that are taking place and to filter everything with, is this in the best interest of homeowners or not.
Okay.
And so, unfortunately, what you end up having here, though, with this commission is you end up having an organization that's like the Met Council. You have an organization that is separate from the state legislature. The state legislature are people that we elect and put into office. If you don't like what they've done, you can get them out.
Sure.
When you have someone who's appointed, as in the Met Council or in the Common Interest Community Commission, you'll get people who will be upset because you have someone who is deciding things on how your life is going to be living in an HOA, whether or not you've had any choice in the matter.
Sure.
So I can see there's a concern. And, when we talked to Jonathan Friedrich, I think we agreed with him on some of those principles.
Oh, sure.
But the one thing that I got quickly from our conversation is he is probably one of the most biggest contrarians I've ever met in my life. A couple of things that were interesting, I think, about that. Do you recall he's upset on so many things,
levels.
So many levels. Let's get in and talk about the issue here. And that is he was upset because this Common Interest Community Commission, which is a member of 5 people, 5 panel,
5 members,
5 members, they unanimously voted on establishing, again now, outside of the legislature, the rule on how much an association can charge for collection fees. They
passed a regulation.
That they said, here's a cap. And I think that was $1,950, if I'm not mistaken.
So, and that's for the cost of collection.
Yes.
The collection agencies can charge, or attorneys can charge to collect on behalf of the HOA.
Yes.
Okay.
There may be more costs involved, but that's all can be. I don't know. Is that all that can be charged, or is that all that the association is liable to pay for?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting question.
But,
but anyway, they're saying we want to cap that.
Okay.
And then they also said that there should be, when you have collection fees and all that, they said there should be a period of time before you're able to put on that first fee. In other words, you're giving, it looks like about 2 weeks, 15 days.
They said their regulation says for 15 days following a request for payoff, you cannot charge collection fees.
Yeah.
All right.
And I suppose
that's the other part of this regulation.
And I suppose if someone's asking for a payoff, it's so that they know last minute there isn't all of a sudden, whoops, another fee slipped in there.
There you go. Because that causes confusion.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And so to me, those sound reasonable, don't they?
I think so, too.
But Mr. Friedrich is upset. But, looking at the clock, we've got to take a break. When we come back, let's talk about why homeowner advocate Jonathan Friedrich is upset with what's going on in Nevada. We want to hear from you, that and much more, back after these messages.